Hi YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm back after a long time away. It's Lisa PFJ here. I hope you're having a lovely day today because it's a lovely Tuesday morning where I am, and I hope it's a good day wherever you are too. Apologies for the delay and for how long I've been away because between vacations, travelling, just general workloads and things that occur in day-to-day life, it's made the YouTube thing take a bit of a back burner role. But hey, that comes to an end today. As I hinted at on my short that I made last week, I was going to cover a subject that has been quite prominent in the past few weeks, and it's the ongoing and relentless juggernaut slew that is Disney live-action remakes. I was going to cover it broader, with including the ones that have been announced. And some of the controversy that's been surrounding them as well. But as I was looking through some articles to aid my video, I came across this little gem, so I thought I would just focus on this one in a shorter form video, shall we say. And it got my attention because not only is it about the subject that I wanted to make the video about, but it's also just a small little window into just what we all know pretty well by this point, that the average movie critic is so far out of touch with the modern, or not even the modern, but just the general cinema going audience, that the gap is just getting wider and wider to the point where they can't see each other anymore. And this particular review highlighted that for me. Now, if I'm sure you're aware, the animated Super Mario Brothers movie was released a few weeks ago. I had the opportunity to see it the other week with my family. It's good fun, just general good fun animated. It appealed to both sides because my son, who's 10, is obsessed with Mario. Has a bunch of the games for his games console. He loves him. He has all kinds of memorabilia and merchandise related to him. He's obsessed, as any young kid would be. So for his reaction alone to the movie, it was worth just, seeing that, and the look on his face when he was just wide-eyed and the biggest grin the whole time he was watching. That was worth it for that alone. But myself and probably my husband, I won't speak too much for him, but there was a nice bit of nostalgic enjoyment for us too, because we grew up with Super Mario ourselves. We were right in the middle of when the phenomenon of Mario was taking flight. So yeah, but all parties involved had a bit of fun with it, and it was just it wasn't too long. It was only an hour and a half. It was great, and I did want to actually go into a bit more of maybe an in-depth review of it, just to sort of to draw out the points I'm making now in a bit more detail. But as you may be aware or not, the movie has just recently, over the weekend just there, I believe, crossed the $1 billion mark at the box office. Now, a movie, regardless of what you think of the quality of it or not, doesn't make that kind of movie by being total crap. So it's a testament to what the average audience craves at this point. They just want to have a bit of fun, kick back, enjoy themselves, and not have all kinds of messaging and stuff shoved down their throats every other minute. Now, this review of another movie that's just been released, which is in yet another live-action remake by Disney, is Peter Pan and Wendy. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Peter Pan original Disney movie when it came out. Even when I was really young, it wasn't my favourite. I liked it, but it didn't grab me the same way it did other people who love it. And I just found the Peter Pan character a bit annoying. I thought the whole theme of it was a little bit, it didn't affect me the same way it did others. But this review specifically, and it grabbed my attention not just because it's a review that seems to heap a bunch of maybe what I would say is undeserved praise, given how this movie has performed since it was released. It also uses the Super Mario Brothers film, as you can probably see in the sub-headline here, as a springboard to make a point of it. It doesn't just want to heap the praise on, it's using the Super Mario Brothers movie to make an even bigger point, and contrasting it with it to say how much better this movie was and how dire the Super Mario Brothers movie was, which in my opinion is a really cheap tactic. Now, I'm not watching this movie, I probably never will, but I'm just going by what I've seen in the initial reviews and the performance of the movies, that it has not done very well. I believe it's only been released on Disney Plus, which already says to you that they don't have the positivity and they don't have the confidence that this is going to perform as well as it could at the box office. And given the fact that it's coming out right at the height of the Super Mario Brothers success, I don't think they think this movie has the chops to stand up against that film. I really don't think that. But I mean, whether that was taken into consideration is another thing. But I wouldn't go too much into the details of this. But there's just some of the wording in this is so pedantic and so condescending to the average audience that it just displays yet again that the average movie critic just has no clue. Doesn't have their finger on the pulse of what the average person wants when they go to see a movie. We've seen time and again in the past couple of years, just by how things have performed at the box office, what it is the average audience wants. They don't want political messaging, they don't want cerebral things. I mean, it's not to say that they're dumb and they can't understand the concepts of some of these things, but they don't want things that are too pompous and too wordy and too over the top, trying to prove that it's clever. They just want something that's good fun, has a little bit of a story, and has enough of talent put behind it that it's good. Not that it's has to be the masterpiece territory. We've seen it from Top Gun Maverick, which made over $1 billion. We saw Spider-Man No Way Home, which made nearly $2 billion. Wasn't too far off the mark. We saw it with Avatar: Way of Water. I'll admit off the bat, wasn't really my cup of tea, didn't really enjoy the first one, but people loved it, so they went to see it, and it made a bunch of bank as well, way over $1 billion by the time it was done. And it's still going now, I believe. It's this sort of stuff isn't working anymore, and at this point I can only believe that people like this Robbie Collin chap are making reviews of these movies just in order to get people to read their stuff and get enraged about what they're saying. Now, I understand I'm feeding into that a little bit by clicking on this and reading it out loud and using it as part of my video, but it's just proof to me that we can't have nice things and we can't have things that are just fun anymore. They can't. They need to have some sort of message, or they need to have some kind of cleverness behind them. And a line that I read in this was something that kind of summed it up for me, where it says that for those of us whose teeth are still twinging from the Super Mario Brothers film, he must be talking about himself and his critic buddies, because I don't know anyone whose teeth were twinging. Most of the people I've spoken to who've seen this have said that they really enjoyed it. What joy and relief to see a film for younger viewers that is actually about something. That there was the most insulting line of this whole review. Because not only does it try to make it sound that Peter Pan is more clever and more cerebral in comparison to the Super Mario Brothers movie, it's trying to make out that the Super Mario Brothers movie isn't about anything at all other than watching Super Mario jumping up and down like collecting mushrooms and fighting Bowser. There were plenty of messages in there. They weren't quite as clever and subtle or whatever it might be than something like this would be, because I can't say why you would think this is about something in comparison. But I got plenty of things. There was overcoming adversity, never giving up when you're in the face of adversity as well, teaming up with people that you might not necessarily want to in the beginning, which is, I won't spoil too much, but it's demonstrated with Mario and Donkey Kong. The importance of family, the importance of trying hard and not giving up. All of those things are woven through this movie. And they're not in a subtle way, but they are there, and you don't need to look too hard to find them either. So it's I just don't get I do get why this guy seems to think that he needs to use the Super Mario Brothers movie and put that one down in order to prop this movie up. But I think at this point, why? Because Disney is Disney. If they're making something, they have to be forefront of everything. They're starting. It looks like they're very slowly but very surely starting to lose their stranglehold on the monopoly of making the more successful animated films. And if this success of Super Mario Brothers making over $1 billion at the box office isn't proof of that, I don't know what is. So I've rambled on long enough for that one. It was going to be a short one, and I still think I made it within about the 10-minute mark. So well done me. If you've tuned in this long, I do thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please think of giving this video a thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button if you wouldn't mind, so you can check out some more videos. I promise there are more coming down the pipeline. Share it with your friends and comment on it if you've got anything to add to the conversation. And in the meantime, I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye bye.